Hello friends, I am Dr. Jayaprakash Gaikwad, Professor and Head, Department of Fishery Science, Sri Shivaji College, Parvati. This is my second video for you, and today I will discuss with you on mackerel fishery. It is a subunit of Unit 1st of Paper 12th. Friends, mackerel fishery or Indian mackerel, it is also called gill-raked mackerel. This fishery is represented by a single genus Rastrelliger and species Canna urta. Indian mackerel or mackerel fishery is a very economically important fishery. It has a great demand in fish market, as well as it has a palatable taste, and it contains rich proteins, vitamins and less fats. That's why the people likes to eat in large percentage. When mackerel fish landing much more in percentage or bumper landing takes place, it is preserved by different preservative methods, and when it is not suitable for the consumptions, then it is utilized as a raw material for the preparation of different byproducts, that is fish meal, fish flour and fish manure. Mackerel is very popular in Maharashtra and Goa. It is known by name of Bangda in Hindi and Marathi. Before start this fishery, it may be mackerel, bombay duck, prawn and sardine fishery. I would like to give information about this fishery, why it is economically important and how their contribution in total marine landing. For that, I would like to give some information regarding the coastal line of India. Look at a map of coastal lines. India has a very vast coastal lines on three sides of India, having a large or big or major seas. On west coast, there is the Arabian Sea. On east coast, Bay of Bengal, and toward the southern part, Indian Oceans. To the west sides of India, there is a Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and Kerala joins to the Arabian Sea. That's why there is very coastal lines you will find on the west coast side. Again, when you see that east coast, there is a big Bay of Bengal, and to the Bay of Bengal, West Bengal, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Pondicherry is a territory, and Tamil Nadu. These states are joined to the Bay of Bengal, and to the southern part, that is the Kanyakumari, that is the Indian Oceans are present. So that's why it is a very huge coastal lines having to the India. That's why it measures near about 8,129 kilometers on west, east and southern part of India. There are 75% fish landing comes from west coast of India, west and east coast of India. West coast of India is very productive coast as compared to the east coast of India. And common fish which is comes from both coast of India. First we will see to the what type of the fisheries comes. Economically important fishes come the Arabian Sea, or that is particularly west coast of India. There is a mackerel, sardine fishery, pomfret fishery, prawn fishery, as well as the bombay duck fishery. When you think about the east coast of India, there is again sardine fishery, mackerel fishery, catfish, ribbon fish, sharkfish and cupid fish. But when you compare to this coastal west and east, west coast is a more productive because it contributes much more, and major fishery comes from the west coast of India. Apart from that, also we got some offshore fisheries also available, and that is edible oysters, pearl oysters, mussels, that is particular molluscal fishery, and another what type of the food materials comes from, that is the seaweed, sorry. Mm. Now, before to start the mackerel fishery, which points to be discussed under the mackerel fishery? That is called, just I have given a synopsis of brief information regarding the what points to be discussed under the fishery. These points to be discussed: first, introduction; second is classification; third is contribution in total marine landing. What type of the contribution of that fishery in total marine landing? What are the external characters or distinguishing features, geographical distributions, food and feeding habit of fish, their sexual dimorphism, size at first maturity, reproduction, under the reproduction, size as first spawning, sex ratio, fecundity, and shoaling layer, as well as fisheries. What type of traps and gears are used for catching these fisheries? Now, first, that's introductions. Already I have told that mackerel fishery is very, very economically important, and because it contributes more than 15% in total marine landing. Now see the classification of mackerel fish. Mackerel fish belongs to the class Teleostomi, subclass Actinopterygii, order Perciformes, families Comradidae, genus Rastrelliger. Genus Rastrelliger having three species. First species is Canabuta, which is reported in Madras water coast in 1817. After that, long time in 1851, the second species reported, that is called the Branchiosoma, and last species, that is Fagoni, which is reported in west coast in 1967. But again I am telling that this fishery is represented by single genus Rastrelliger, but only one species, that is Canabuta. Remaining two species, that is a Branchiosoma and Fagoni, they are present in east and west coast, but their presence or their contribution is very, very negligible. That's why this fishery is known by single species Canabuta. The remaining two species, the Branchiosoma and Fagoni, not more than 8 to 10%. 90 to 90% mackerel fishery contributed by a single species, that is a Canabuta. That's why this fishery is known by species Canabuta. Now we will see there is a what type of the local distribution of that fishery or general distribution of the fishery. This fishery is totally restricted in particular area. Look at a map. These red spots, these are red spots, which is these red spots are which are showing that there occurrence of mackerel fish in that area, and some fishery also found in that area, very few percentage. But you see, this is a map. This is India. Just this is map of India. In that India is very on west coast of India also found some percentage of fishery. So this fishery, particularly mackerel fishery, is contributed in a particular. It is found in between latitude and longitudinals. It is generally found in Indo-Pacific region. When you see on latitude between 30 degrees north and 30 degrees south, on longitude it is found 30 degrees east and 160 degrees west. In this part of ocean or this latitude or longitudes, the countries occurs, that is Eastern Africa, Northern Durban, Seychelles, Madagascar, Red Sea, Persian Gulf, Pakistan, India, including Andaman and Nicobar Island, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Northern Australia, and New Guinea, China, Taiwan, Philippines. These countries occurs in that particular area, and this fishery is totally restricted in that area. Never found this part or this part or this part. So only found these regions and totally restricted in this part of this fishery. Now, what are the distinguishing characters of that mackerel fish? How can we differentiate? How can we identify this fish from other fishes? So, for that purpose, we will see first figure of that. Now, come to the first figure. See, this is a. How can we distinguish? How can we identify this species from other species? Already I have told that it has three species. One is a Canabuta. This is the Canabuta. This is Canabuta. This is second species, the Branchiosoma, and third species, the Fogoni. Look at figure at Canabuta. This fish is laterally compressed. Body is laterally compressed, body elongated, body divided into head, trunk, and a tail. This is head, this is trunk and tail. This is body divided into three parts. Head is pointed, snout is pointed with the upper and lower jaw. Both jaw are having a single rows of teeth. Teeth are generally worn out with age. Single row of teeth are present in upper and lower jaw, but that teeth are worn out. Worn out म्हणजे पडून जातात. जसं जसं फिश एज वाढतं, वय वाढतं, त्यावेळेस त्याचं ते दात पडतात आणि परत येतं. दॅट इज कॉल्ड द जनरली ते single row of teeth are present at upper and lower jaw, but that teeth are worn out with the age, with growing age. Eyes with thick adipose eyelids are present. The head length is equal to the height of the body. Equal to the height of the body. When you think about the trunk region on the dorsal side is having two dorsal fins. First dorsal fin, second dorsal fin. First dorsal fin is supported by spines. The first spine is longer than the second is longer than the third one. So, and second dorsal fin is supported with the soft rays. On the ventral side of the trunk region, there is a large ventral fin is present and small anal fin is present. So these are the fins are present on the body. One more character are present of the family Scombridae, that is which belongs to the family Scombridae, that is the fillets are present. These fillets are present. These are fillets. These fillets are present in between second dorsal fin and caudal fin. Second dorsal, this one in between these are fillets are present. 5 to 6 fillets are present on the ventral side. In this region, 5 to 6 fillets are present, and this is the character of the family Scombridae. When you think about the coloration of the body is bluish green, tending towards the grey on the back of the fish or on the dorsal line or the above the lateral. This is the lateral line. Above the lateral line, this is a greenish color of the bluish green tending towards the grey. And this coloration only found when the fish is fresh in condition. When fish is preserved, that color fade away, that color combination not appears in dead fish or in preserved fish. Only this color combination occurs in fresh conditions. Yellow color present on the belly regions. This is the color combination of the trunks. When you think about the caudal fins, these caudal fins, see, these are caudal fins. The fins are pointed, lobes are pointed, and it is well curved caudal fin presents. The second species, that is the Branchiosoma, is somewhat different than the Canabuta. When you look at the figure of the Branchiosoma, you will find that length of the head is shorter as compared to the Canabuta, and color combination is differentiated than the Canabuta. Bluish colors, dark bluish colors occurs on the back of the branchiosoma, and there are 16 dark spots are present. Bluish dark spots are present. These are the black spots are present. You will see present on the back sides. Such type of black spots are never found on Canna buta. Then finlets, these are the finlets are present. These are finlets are present. 5 to 6 years. They are very prominently developed as compared to the Canna buta. The third species, Fagoni, again differ than the branchiosoma and Canna buta. That is head length again too short as compared to the branchiosoma and Canna buta, and color combination also totally differ. Such type of the bluish colors not occurs. There is golden color occurs on the body of dorsal side of the Fagoni, and just look at the caudal fin. It is not forked caudal fin. Forked caudal fin is a width of the caudal fin is much more. Such type of the distinguishing characters are present in Canna buta, branchiosoma and Fagoni. With this character, you can easily identify whether it is a Canna buta, whether it is a branchiosoma, whether it is a Fagoni. Now come to the another bit, that is food and feeding habit of mackerel fish. Friends, mackerel is a surface feeder fish. Also it is called the pelagic fishery. Mackerel fish is also called the pelagic fishery. It feeds on planktons. Generally, you know that according to the feeding habit, animals are divided into three categories. That is herbivorous, then carnivorous, and herbivorous, carnivorous, and omnivorous. The herbivorous species feeds on the plankton type of materials, plant-like materials. Carnivorous species feeds on the animal type of materials, and omnivorous species feeds on both type, that is plant-like as well as the animal type of materials. But in fishes, there is one more category of fishes are present according to the feeding habit, and that is called the plankton feeder fishes. That fishes only feeds on the plankton. It may be phytoplankton or zooplankton or both type of the plankton, and that's why they are plankton type of fishes. The feeding habit of fish is a study based on stomach or gut content analysis. After the gut content or stomach content analysis, the scientists come to the conclusion what type of the food material of the fish, and that examination of stomach or gut content, it may be qualitatively and quantitatively. What type of the food material and their quality and their quantity according to their category, they come to the conclusion whether the fish is phytoplankton feeders or herbivorous, carnivorous or omnivorous. The study of mackerel fishing, food and feeding habit of mackerel fishing carried on the west coast of India, where there is a major catching centers are available. Already I have told that this fishery comes majorly from the west coast of India. Near about 70 to 80% fishery come from the west coast of India. That's why various centers are occurs in Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Goa. And that's why that food and feeding habit of fishes, or the study of the food and feeding habit is carried on the west coast of India. When you think about the food and feeding, this fish is feed on different type of planktons, with phytoplankton and zooplanktons. When phytoplankton includes or comprise, that is simply Cossinodiscus, Pleurosigma, Chitoceros, Fragillaria, Thysonema, Rhizoselinea and Skeletonema. While in zooplanktons, they feeds on particularly varieties of crustaceans, that is particularly the different larval stages of crustaceans. is particularly found in their stomachs. The percentage of phytoplankton and zooplankton, it may be 60-40 or 40-60, but both planktons are present in their stomach. One thing of food and feeding habit occurs in mackerel fish. Feeding habit of mackerel fish is gradually changes along with the age of the fish. At early stage, it feeds on particular type of herbivores or the by only phytoplanktons, and when growing on the say, that whole study is carried on Madras coast by the Pradhan, Shekrana and Saha scientists. So this is the particular whatever the study done by Pradhan on coast, Madras coast, he found that that is the post-larval stage, which measure 5 to 6 millimeter. It is said to be herbivorous. It feed only phytoplankton feeds fish. It feeding on diatoms and algae. But when it grows in larger size or below the adult, or when it is juvenile size, measures 10 to 5 millimeters, are omnivorous, feeding on all available type of food organisms. That is, in that stomach, the fish measures 25 or the juvenile size. In that stomach, we found that phytoplankton as well as the zooplanktons. What type of the planktons are present are found in that stomach. But when the fish grows in large size or in adult size, when it grows 35 to 234 millimeter size, that fish becomes a carnivorous. It's feeding on larvae as well as the 7 and 9 size fish. Why the feeding habit changes occurs in the mackerel fish? Because there is this fish is also called gill-raked mackerel. Why it is called the gill-raked mackerel? Because gill rakers are prominently developed in adult fishes. The gill rakers means that gills that gill, the gill rakers are present, and that gill rakers are very prominently developed in that mackerel fish. And the function of gill rakers, the filtration of food materials. And when the food, planktons or other food material passing along with the water in their mouth, water goes outside through the gills, and the food materials are filtered by the gill rakers and they swallowed into the intestines, that the digestive systems. So at earlier stage, the gill rakers are not fully developed. That's why filtration capacity is not developed in earlier stage. That's why it feeds particular type of the herbivorous, that is plankton, phytoplankton. And when it comes to the juvenile stage, the gill rakers are slightly developed. It feeds both type of the plankton, phytoplankton, zooplankton. But then after that, when it becomes an adult, the gill rakers are prominently developed, very strong, feather-like, and it is clearly visible when a fish opens his mouth. When the mouth opens, that is at that season, the gill rakers are clearly visible. There are 10 feet 2 to 28 gill rakers are present on upper limb, and 33 to 44 gill rakers are present in a lower limb, and they are very clearly visible. That's why this fish is called the gill-raked mackerel. Now come to the second or next bit, that is sexual dimorphism or size at first material. Friends, generally fishes do not have a sexual dimorphism characters. They cannot distinguish or separate from one another whether it is a male or female. The particular characters are not found in major fishes. But few fishes having particular characters, with that characters you can identify whether it is male or female. But majority fishes do not have a which characters? Sexual dimorphism characters externally. But by the help of the gonadal, you can identify whether it is a male or female. But the gonads are developed. Gonads means there is a testes and a ovary. When the testes and ovary, after the juvenile stage, when the fish attended or when fish going toward the maturity, at that time gonads becoming ripe, and by the help of the gonads you can easily identify whether it is a male or female. On 10 centimeter onwards, you can easily identify whether it is a male or female by the prenatal examination, but you cannot identify externally whether it's a male or female fish. In mackerel fish, in few cases, hermaphroditism occurs. In few fishes, not more fishes. What is hermaphroditism? There are both gonads, that is ovary and testes, are present in a single body. But that cases are very negligible. Generally, the fish is heterosexual, sexes are separate, but there is no sexual dimorphism character in a fish. Now come to this another bit, size at first maturity. What size the fish attaining the maturity, first maturity? Generally, the fish attain maturity by the end of the second year. But the study is carried out by different workers on west coast of India as well as the east coast of India, and they found different measurements or different figures of fish attaining the first maturity. And the maturity, first maturity also done by the gonadal examination, or that is a ovarian stage. What type of the ova are present inside the ovary? According to that stage, that fish can, this way, the scientists or the fish workers come to the conclusion their maturity stage of the fish. Generally, mackerel fish, according to the Pradhan in 1956, worked on the Madras coast or along the Canara coast, he found that mackerel attained first maturity when fish grows out to 22.4 centimeter. But observation recorded by other workers on same centers, they found that, the particular Chidambaram and Venkatramana, he found that the fish when attained the length 19 to 22 centimeters in length, attaining the first maturity. But generally the mackerels attain such length, it may be above 90 or 20 centimeter when the fish completed second year of their life. So friends, fish, mackerel, you remember that 2 points. That is a sexual dimorphism not found in fish. So there is no distinguishing character on externally. Only it can be identified by the gonadal examination, even though about 12 centimeters. And size at first maturity, generally there is about 19 or about 22 degree, 20 to 22 degrees centigrade, and that length attained by this fish when the fish complete his second year of their life. So this is 2 points you remember. Now come to the next point, and this is the last point of that first part of the video. What I would have to tell you, I will divide this essay, or that is a mackerel fishery, in 2 parts. Up to the spawning and fecundity is the first part, and remaining sexual dimorphism, then that is particularly reproductions, size at first spawning, then the gears, what type of fishery, and operation of nets. I will explain in the second video. That's so. This is the last bit of the first video, that is spawning and fecundity. Spawning, what is mean spawning? So expelling of gametes outside the body, that is called the spawning. And spawning, what in those period, expelling, that is expelling of gametes takes place, that is called the spawning period. Generally, there are 2 types of spawning period occurs in fishes. That is, one is the short spawning period and another is the prolonged spawning period. Short spawning period means that those fishes spawns once a time in a year. That period, it may be 1 week, or it may be 2 days or 3 days. That's short spawning. But those fishes spawn several times in a particular batches. That is called the prolonged spawning periods. So there are 2 spawning. According to the spawning period, there are 2 types: short spawning period fishes and prolonged spawning periods. What is this short spawning behavior? Already you have learned BSc second year stages of histological stages of ovary and testes. The ovary which is attending the maturity by growing a different stages, that is immature, maturing, mature, ripe and spent. So these stages are there. When you the fish fully mature, and when you dissect that ovary and found that dissect ovary, in that ovary, when if you found is ova of all over in one stage, all over in one stage, then you say that that fish spawns, or the spawning of the fish is very short. And in those fishes, ovary contain different stages of ova, different stages of a ova. Then you say that is that fish having a prolonged spawning period. मित्रो, मी तुम्हाला थोडं मराठीत याचं एक्सप्लेन सांगतो. स्पॉनिंग बिहेवियर नुसार फिश हे दोन प्रकारे असतात, एक शॉर्ट स्पॉनिंग आणि दुसरं प्रोलॉंग स्पॉनिंग. आपण BSc सेकंडला हे व्यवस्थित शिकलेलं आहे. हा क्वेश्चनही तुम्हाला पेपरला आलेला, परीक्षेला आला होता आणि फर्स्ट इयर त्यावेळेस तुम्ही व्यवस्थित लिहिलेलं आहे होता, मी पाहिलेलं आहे. शॉर्ट स्पॉनिंग पिरियड मीन्स दॅट फिश कंटेंट ओव्हरी, in that ovary ova contained of same size and same stage. त्या ओव्हरीमध्ये ओवा जे असतात एकाच साईजच्या, एकाच स्टेजच्या असतात. यू नो, ओवा आर प्रेझेंट. ओवा बिकम ए फुल्ली राईप और मॅच्युअर आफ्टर अटेंडिंग ए 7 stage. Stage first, second, third on to the 7th stage, and that last stage is called the ripe ova or mature ova. Then histological changes takes place inside the ova, and that ova become a mature. And when you found all ova of 7th stage in ovary, that it is called it is a mature fish, and now it is ready for the spawning fish. And that fish spawns once a time in a year. That is called the short spawning periods. But in those fishes, in those fishes, ovary contain different stages of ova at a time. म्हणजे पहिली फर्स्ट स्टेज, सेकंड स्टेज, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ, सिक्स्थ, सेवन्थ या सगळ्या स्टेजेस जर तुम्हाला ओव्हरीमध्ये एकाच वेळेस सापडल्या तर त्याला म्हणायचं दॅट फिश हॅविंग ए प्रोलॉंग्ड स्पॉनिंग फिशेस. दॅट फिश स्पॉन सेव्हरल टाइम्स इन ए year in a several batches. Those ova become a mature, only that ova expelled outside in particular spawning period. The spawning period, that's why it's called short spawning and prolonged spawning. Only mature ova expelled outside the body in fish, those fishes having a prolonged spawning periods. Okay, so this is about the spawning. Now, this is a mackerel fish. Generally spawn at a night time when in a sky full moon occurs. Full moon occurs. That is before the full moon and after the full moons. The generally mackerel spawn at night time. That's why it is also called spawning periodicity is related to the lunar periodicity. Lunar म्हणजे चंद्र. The moon ला दुसरा नाव आहे चंद्र. lunar eclipse म्हणतो ना, lunar eclipse तसं lunar. So generally the mackerel fish spawns at night time during the period of June to August. That is particularly monsoon period. And supplementary spawning occurs by the several workers in the month of April and May. April and May, that is before the maturity of ova. In month of April, May, when the ova is fully mature and ready to spawn, and that also we found after that May, again June and July, it's fully spawning takes place. Mackerel generally spawn during night time, already I have told that, and that is several batches. It may be 3, 4, 5 batches. Now come to the fecundity. After that spawning, in spawning, how much eggs are laid by the female fish? That is called the fecundity. Fecundity means egg laying capacity. female fish, that is called the fecundity. The fecundity of mackerel fish gradually increase along with the age of fish. Along with the age of the fish. At first maturity, the fecundity it may be less, but when fish grows in large size, the size of gonads also increases in their respective body, means that is male and female, and gradually increase the fecundity. Different workers worked on this aspect, and he estimated the fecundity, that is that fish grow found in range of 28 to 32 degrees, sorry, 28 to 32 centimeter long. It lies the eggs in 3 batches. That is, in first batch, it gives eggs 45,000. In second batch, 29,000 eggs, and in third batch, there is a near about 38,000. There is a total of these batches found that 1,10,000. That is the fecundity of mackerel. That is 1,10,000. So fecundity is nothing but is egg laying capacity of female fish, and is gradually increased along with the age. The remaining bits of the syllabus I will teach you, or I will explain in second video, because all bits not cover, or it is very difficult to the upload of video on YouTube. That's why purposely I have made 2 parts of that bit of mackerel fishery. Up to this, today I will finish. If you have any problems regarding that any bit, you ask me on WhatsApp, or you the tomorrow or day after tomorrow remaining video I will again send you. Thank you.